know. Well, hello, everyone.
Hi, fam. Sorry, I was drinking my rosé.
We're drinking a French rosé today.
Of
Fam,
course.
hello. What's up? It's so good to see you guys.
Welcome back, guys. I feel like I've missed you because it's been since we had pre-recorded the last podcast.
Yeah.
We haven't updated in like 2 weeks.
For sure.
But here's the thing. First things first, guys. If you listen to us and like us, please like, subscribe, follow, review, share us with your friends. Also go to our YouTube. It helps us out like literally more than you know. So yeah. But biggest thing, just share us with your friends. If you like listening, just tell people about your new favorite podcast.
It would really help us out. It actually really does. And we can actually see that too sometimes when people post to their families or, just some random person says, hey, my friend showed me this. Like a lot of people reach out and we really love that. But one thing that I was going to say about that. Oh, I forgot what I was just about to say. Sorry. Shit. Okay. Fuck it. Anyway, we're going. Oh, no. Okay. So I'm sorry. Okay. So I've heard have you ever heard like when people talk about like social media where they're like, oh, I only like to have like 1 or 2 apps. I don't like to be on all of the apps. Okay, well, that's not fucking us. We are on every single app because when you're like subscribe, like, comment, review. No, literally, it's kind of driving me insane, but we are on like every single app.
It's a full-time job.
I know.
Really, like posting to all of them. And it's what I do for my full-time job.
Yeah.
And so it's literally like you got to go to the TikTok and then the Instagram and then the YouTube. And like, actually, we have to turn off our emails for YouTube comments. Because sometimes they're mean and I don't need a notification in the middle of the day.
YouTube comments are the meanest out of them all.
Although I did see one that came through the email and it was like, who's that girl on here? Like, she's stunning. And I was like, listen, like random man from India, like I needed that boost that day.
I love that. Like when
Truly.
I know, absolutely. I saw that comment and I was like, wait, that is so funny. Francesca's going to love it.
I was like, flattery will get you everywhere.
Uh-huh. I often feel that. Like, flatter me all the time.
No, it will. I can just listen to someone like compliment me all day. Like, it will get you places.
Yeah, it will. It will. I feel like I'm pretty good at like handling negative comments, but then because it's not going to like really upset me. But then positive comments, I'll let that be like, fuck yeah, that guy really liked my hair. Nice.
I don't know. I mean, I guess like I've already been called old by thousands of people. So like, what else is, I guess like physical appearance stuff would like suck.
Someone tried to like comment that they were like, they tried to call me a girl. They were like, what's with that other girl's face? I was like, bro, not cute.
I saw that and we didn't get it. It was like, oh, what's that other girl trying to say? And I was like, are they trying to like make fun of him because he's gay or because he has like long hair?
I think he was trying to call me a girl because I had long hair. Okay. All right. Well, I guess
this is just a podcast
Jesus
where
and Gandalf is a girl.
This is just a podcast where we read our mean tweets.
I know. I actually love those videos when celebs like read their mean tweets. I think they're so funny. But anyway, so thank you guys so much for being here, and we're really happy to be back. Just us, just the Sibz. It is just the Sibz,
just a little update-a-roni. We did just hit 6,000 downloads.
We did, guys. We're actually really seeing good growth in the podcast, which I really, really love. And we're just having a lot of different listens from all over the world. And it does, it's awesome. We really, truly appreciate it.
So thanks for hanging out. Yeah. And if you know anyone that wants to sponsor us so that we can do this completely full time and travel around, I'm not kidding. Your favorite companies, people that work at companies. We wanted to like have the growth first and then go out to sponsors.
Yeah.
So we're really just going to try and do the business side of it.
Right.
But if you guys know anyone, that's how we're going to be able to like keep doing this because we do love it.
I can't have a job anymore. This is my job now. It's a lot of work. And I like doing it though. It's fun to feel like driven and motivated.
No, it's kind of nuts. I've not had, I think like set directions before. Right. Like something I really love. I've just been like, oh, I kind of want to do something in entertainment. Like I take acting classes and things. Yeah. I've always been into that stuff, but I don't know.
No, I mean, I never thought that like my life would kind of bring me here, but here we are, and I'm having a great time doing it.
Truly.
But anyway, guys, our last episode with David Lesh went super well. People loved it.
It's definitely our highest performing episode, and that was the first time we showed up. Well, no, I guess not the first time because we did it in LA, but we're very
Professional as fuck.
Yeah, like we have
yeah.
we have our equipment and we're very good at setting it up now. Like it's like streamlined. It's like, all right, we have this lighting, we have this going on, this is what's up. And we're able to kind of like professionally set everything up, walk someone through exactly how it's going to work. And it flowed perfectly.
I think so too.
Also, shout out Sean, our assistant.
I know.
Who
Nurse Shawnee P, our good old assistant.
It was honestly perfect
because
just to have someone there. So we need a full-time assistant.
We do. Because it really just makes me feel like way more devoted into the conversation, which I'm going to use as a quick second for checking on if this shit works.
Oh, it's smart.
Entertain the people.
I'm just going to finish my rosé. Actually, is
the bottle?
Yeah.
Let me get the bottle.
Hold on, guys. Yeah, the bottle. I'm drinking today. I actually, so like the finish journey is still happening. And we actually have a wedding to be at in California. What, did we already drink it all?
No, I just can't find it.
You can't find it? The whole bottle of rosé? Because it was empty?
No, legitimately I can't find it.
How do you lose a whole bottle of rosé?
I don't know. I said it here.
That's weird. And it's empty?
Yeah, we drank it.
Oh, okay. Well, then can we open the other one? Yeah. Oh, you wanted to show off.
Yeah, we love this brand.
Okay.
Sorry, we love this brand.
Do you know how to pronounce it, Nick?
I don't know.
It's a French rosé. It's AIX. And I was like, I am not prepared for this. But we actually got introduced to this by one of our friends because she does not drink except for very special occasions. She only drinks this brand of rosé. Do you need a wine opener?
Yeah.
Maybe
we'll get there in a second. We're going to get there in a second.
Can I grab it? Okay, guys, we're back. Sorry, I had to open the other bottle of rosé. This is our favorite rosé. We're going to figure out how to pronounce it. I love them. My roommate in New York City was a rosé influencer. I kid you not.
I love that phrase. Yeah. A rosé influencer.
Her full-time job was just, I feel like I've mentioned her before, but
yeah, I think so.
Her full-time job was just posting about rosé, and it was amazing. But we used to just have magnums of like this particular brands of rosé. I'm gonna reach out to them because if I was sponsored by a French rosé, I just can't. It's like I'm gonna write that in my journal later. It's like a goal of mine in life.
Dear Santa, all I want for Christmas is to be sponsored by a French rosé. Okay, wait, hold up. Can I tell you a quick story about French rosé?
Please.
So there is this person that I've been following on Instagram for years. He doesn't have that many influencer or followers. He's just kind of this like really hot dude. But anyway, one time he's just like super hot, rich gay that lives in LA, you know? And he was doing this like workout with like all these other rich hot gays. And at the end of the workout, they all did a glass of French rosé. They were like, a glass of French rosé at the end of the workout is perfect. And it's always kind of been iconic to me. Not that I do that, but
I love that.
Isn't that so?
And that's so like Hollywood, like gay man, but like
I'm kind of here
that's
for
honestly
it,
like my
I mean?
vibe that I like aspire to.
Well, not to say that I'm on that level, but I have been drinking before going to the gym.
That's what I was going to bring up. I was like, guys, listen, I'm drinking today. And I actually we're still on our fitness journey.
No, it's going good, guys.
It's great. But like, we've been doing this thing where we like drink before the gym.
Listen, I am seeing some definition on the bod. You know,
it
straight
still
men,
counts.
It does. And straight men are coming up to me and being like, it's good to see you in the gym a lot. You know, I love that you're back at it. However, I will say I might crush a couple glasses of wine before I go to the gym.
It's
like my warm up.
Wine. Yeah.
You know how like you kind of procrastinate going to the gym?
Yeah.
I just do that with wine.
So we've just like made it happen I actually had a Tito's soda at lunch with you today.
Yeah, you did before you went to the gym.
And then I went first of all, I went to the sauna for 30 minutes, but the Tito's really hit, and I meditated to some Abraham Hicks.
Yes.
Like a little tipsy. And then when I came out, I was just ready to crush it. But it wasn't my hardest workout, but I did like a whole Pilates thing.
Yeah.
My new thing is doing phone workouts. Like I follow
yeah.
Shout out Melissa Wood Health. It's my favorite Pilates girl to follow, and I like have her thing. So I don't know if that's weird at the gym, but I set up my phone upstairs with the mat.
Yeah.
Put my little AirPods in, and
I don't think that's weird.
Actually,
I think that totally makes
funny.
sense. What?
I showed up to the gym and my AirPods were not in their little baby case. And I went, you know,
Where'd
that's
they go?
the worst feeling, which actually, guess where we found them?
Francesca, guess where we found her fucking AirPods? In the lawn chair in the backyard.
Like the little drink
getting
holder part of
rained
the lawn
on.
chair. It's been raining for 24 hours.
They were just holding in the beer,
And I
like
go,
the Bush Light holder. Those were just her AirPods outside of the fucking case.
The case was in my car.
And you go, oh, I shouldn't have done that. And you were so calm about it. If I did that, I would think about it for 4 days and just be like,
yeah, Nick was
I
like,
don't take
why
care
are
of
you
my
so
things.
calm and like not freaking out? Because I don't know if they're broken yet. They're in rice. They're doing okay. But he was like, why are you? And I was like, because, you know, I do these things at all times. If I got upset about every dumb thing I did every day,
true.
I would be upset all the time.
Yeah, I could see that.
So I just have to roll with the punches. But mom always tells me that I need to slow down.
Just slow down.
Slow down and pay attention to what I'm doing.
Pay attention to what you're doing. Yeah.
I had a man recently tell me that one of the main things he didn't like about me is my lack. You're like, what's coming?
I just know that's just like a weird phrase. You know, one of the main things I dislike about you, Francesca,
is my lack of situational awareness. Anyway,
you're the type of girl that leaves the coffee cup on top of the car.
All the time.
Except it might be your purse.
It's a mason jar.
Or a mason jar full
They
of
usually shatter. And then I'm like, God, now there's glass in my
all over the Whole
lot.
Foods parking lot. Fuck.
Yeah. I dropped a Perrier the other day on the sidewalk because I wasn't paying attention. Sometimes I forget I'm holding things.
And you leave the Perrier bottles everywhere. I don't even drink Perrier, but there's 4 in my car.
I have a Perrier addiction.
Can someone help me out here? You just were like, have you seen my AirPods? And they're just not in the case. And I'm already sitting there like panic. Hate that for you, for everyone involved. Like, this sucks. And you're like,
Grandma got them for me.
Oh, really?
For Christmas.
I want AirPods. That's what I want for my birthday.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Christmas is before your birthday.
Yeah, I know, but I feel like Christmas is...
You're holding them off.
Yeah.
So here's the thing though, Nick. Corded headphones are back in. Have you seen Justin Bieber lately?
No. Corded headphones have been back in.
But you know why? I think this is speculation. So Justin Bieber deals with like some health issues, like pretty deeply. And so he probably stopped wearing the AirPods because of the EMF radiation. So I don't know if this is real, but I saw it on fucking TikTok. Basically, they put like, you know, the meter of like EMF frequencies and they compared.
Like a Geiger meter.
Oh, sorry?
Geiger meter.
Is that what it's called? God, I love that you know that.
I think so. It's like the meter that studies radiation.
Yeah.
Or,
trash. Sure. Maybe. And basically they found that like the AirPods are like the same as if you like put your head next to like a mega router in your house.
Yeah.
To where like talking on the phone is like, let's say 300. Whereas like the AirPods is like 5,000 and it's like right in your skull. So here's the thing. Like, I will say that like my AirPods bring so much joy to my life. Like I truly love them.
Yeah.
And the noise canceling.
Yeah.
It's perfection. But
I hear what you're saying. Are you saying that they are probably like really bad for you?
I just don't know if I should like discontinue them. Where I've decided is that I use the AirPods 2 hours a day max. And maybe that's like okay for my life. Now, if I was like a business person, I use them all day, every day for work. Then I'd be like, maybe I'll go to cords.
I will. I'm not agreeing with you. Here's why.
I didn't.
You have your phone.
Take a stance.
You have your phone next to you all day. I don't think it really matters about AirPods or not.
No, that's what they're saying is that they're worse. That like your phone in your hand might be like a 10, whereas like the
AirPods.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see that, but I also feel like personally, I just feel like we need to get through like. We just need to tell our bodies that like harmful radiation from our devices is happening and it's going to happen. So genome, you just need to get it together.
Yeah, but it's not catching up.
I know.
You're going to be the first person to get something implanted into you, aren't you?
Oh, that's so me, guys.
It's like the mark of the beast.
I'll put the fucking AirPod in my head.
No, you would.
I would.
No, there's a book I need to read that a lot of people, it's called The Invisible Rainbow.
I don't know it.
Yeah. So this like guy I follow, he's like so there's like kids that are so like sensitive to the EMF that like they have to move somewhere away from 5G because they're like sick. Yeah. And then they like their family just thought like they had a chronically sick kid, had all these issues. They like went on vacation to Yellowstone and then the kid was like fine. or something. And they're like, oh shit. So there's this place. I want to say it's in Utah.
It's probably in fucking Utah.
I know. I just like when I think, because like, I don't know, they're just doing shit out there. But there's a place in America that, like a city where there's no EMF. There's no like cell phone towers.
I could see that. I mean, I think it's good to take breaks and everything like that, but I do feel like it's kind of like a losing battle because like of the way that we're going, you know? Are we even Homo sapiens anymore? Are we Homo techno? You know?
Is that what it's called?
No, that's just like people always joke about like what the next Homo sapien or the next evolution of Homo is, but like people like the metaphysical community says Homo luminous. The technocratic people say Homo techno. I don't know. It's really crazy. But yes, corded headphones are in at the gym. Okay.
They're in.
But you look like a dweeb. No, they're actually in.
I could really get more into this, but like I'm not gonna like bore the people on the podcast.
I could get into it
because I'm like, we have funny stories, and I'm like about to be like, yo, once we can upload our consciousness, then you get into the fact that like billionaires never die, and then they like. You know, a billionaire's been around for 300 years, just the amount of power, and then no one's held accountable. And I'm like, this is what keeps me up at night.
You know, it's so funny. Francesca and I literally sit here and like write out like, you know, our stuff on the podcast, like what we're going to talk about. But we always know that there's going to be a tangent where we start talking about like Homo luminous, you know, everything.
Okay, I will say that David Lush like gave us some notes for the podcast. Last podcast, he's like, yo, maybe like cut out like some of the animal content. And I was like,
because we talked about animals a lot.
I was like, oh, you don't listen to our show. This is like a thing we do.
If you guys listen to the zoology episode that we have, I forget, I think it was like number 23. I'm not sure, but it's called the zoology episode. It literally, okay, that is so fucking funny because you and I had written this whole fucking thing.
A whole podcast.
And we wrote out. And we just went off one tangent about animals where we said, fuck what we wrote about and what we planned for this podcast. And we literally just talked about animals.
No, Nick said that like if Francesca like somehow dogs get brought up, that he's like, oh, like that's just like a red alert to me that like it's going to go on for a while. I didn't know that I have like a dog obsession.
No, okay, here's what it is. I don't feel like I should say this on the podcast, but I will anyway. So I'll let you guys on.
Nick has a confession to make.
I just don't want you guys to like clock this when you see it.
They're gonna come for you.
When Francesca doesn't feel totally comfortable in a conversation.
Oh, I thought you were going to say how you don't like dogs.
No, I don't like dogs. But you just brought up the dogs thing, though. You brought up whether I...
Now we're on a dog team.
I know. But when I don't feel completely comfortable in a conversation, I just start talking about being gay. and that's the fucking funniest thing because it's like, wait, Francesca, in the middle of that...
Whenever I'm nervous, I talk about dogs?
You just... If you feel like you need the conversation to go, you just start talking about Za. Za's from Tijuana. And I'm like, fuck, we're fucked. But then when I feel like, all right, it's just like, all right, keep the conversation flowing. I'm gay. I'm serious.
Would you like to hear about my gay experience? Nick, I feel like I just had a breakthrough in a therapy session.
No. It's only because I spend hours and hours and hours recording ourselves speaking and then listening and editing to it that I have like noticed this. And this is why I don't really want to tell our listeners, but it's like, yeah.
It's what we do.
It's kind of what we do.
Fuck.
I know. That doesn't mean if we're talking about dogs or being gay that we're uncomfortable and feel like the conversation's dying. I'm just saying like that's our go-to. Like literally, no, Nick, you be in an awkward conversation and then like you just start talking about Za. And it's an easy conversation that gets it
it's
going.
Very interesting. People love it. Like you see the people love it. Like I'm just saying like day to day if I'm like walking around like and people want to and like I don't know they'll be like oh like what kind of dog is it and I'm like I don't know I found her on the streets of Tijuana and they're like oh
tell me more.
Yeah, it's every single time.
Over here like all right, well I guess I'll just go to the closest dive bar and
every morning like when we like walk like and everyone has to talk about Zai. I gotta fucking stop. We're taking
done.
away. We're done. I'm not. I don't even care.
No. I'm just kidding.
No. I'm cutting myself off. Can we talk about cringe though, real quick? What you recently told me about myself, you guys. I'm literally going to have to go to therapy because of this podcast. Actually, my potential therapist keeps hounding me to like set up an appointment, and I'm like, "Why are you so obsessed with me?" But
got just another fan.
No, like.
Oh my god.
We're not allowed to talk about that
the mouth breathing thing.
Yeah.
Okay. No.
Nick told me I was a mouth breather, and you guys, I have such a complex. So he
listen.
Listen. You listen. Go ahead.
No, go.
Sorry. Also, when I listened to the last podcast, the amount I interrupt people.
Bad.
Therapy. Straight to therapy.
Go to therapy.
Like, why do I need to cut everyone off? Why can't I just let someone say their thought?
It's because you're excited. But like Francesca, the mouth breathing thing. I don't think you're a mouth breather. I think that at times you can be. But it's at times so can everyone.
I like breathing down.
No,
okay,
you're
so
really not that bad.
We were like filming something. Oh, I was like helping Nick film this week. And I was like, what's that noise in the background? He goes, oh, like that's you breathing. And I go, what? He goes, yeah, you're like kind of a mouth breather. I've noticed it in past episodes. And I'm like,
yeah.
What?
Which is so embarrassing. But like, honestly, it happens to everyone. I've done it too. There have been a lot of times where I've been mouth breathing for whatever fucking reason as I'm listening to like our guests speak. And I'm just like, what the fuck, dude?
Well, okay. So I've been like doing some research on mouth breathing. And
really?
So yes, that's what led me down this like TikTok biohacker rabbit hole of mouth breathing is very bad for you. It affects your jawline. It's why people have messed up teeth as kids. It can affect ADHD symptoms, cognition. Like Nick, I went down the rabbit hole. Okay. I'm a biohacker now. So all the biohackers are into, it's called mouth taping. Google it. Fucking hashtag it on Instagram.
What did you just say?
Mouth taping.
Mouth taping.
Mouth taping. They even sell special mouth tape to tape your lips shut when you sleep to encourage nose breathing.
Shut the fuck up.
No, I'm serious now. So like I was researching all the mouth taping.
I'm about to have a panic attack.
Would that give you anxiety to have your mouth?
No,
no. Okay, so what the people do, and
what are you about to say? What are you about to say?
I went so far down this rabbit hole, and I was like, I am a mouth breather, so I duct taped my mouth shut 2 nights ago. If you would have come into my room, I looked like I had taken myself hostage. The full.
Francesca. You duct taped your mouth shut to go to bed? I duct taped
my mouth shut to go to bed the other night. First of all.
That's what I was afraid you were about to say. Francesca.
No.
Duct tape?
It gave me anxiety for a second because I did feel like I couldn't breathe because I'm a mouth breather.
Francesca, this is like so fucked up. So you're telling me someone on TikTok told you to duct tape your mouth shut so you can go to bed?
I thought I was going to die. But a lot of people are doing it. All the cool kids are doing it.
All the cool kids are duct taping their mouth shut.
Yeah, they said it could help with my ADHD symptoms. Maybe I don't need Adderall. I just need mouth tape.
Honestly, I only can fall asleep if I'm just bound and gagged. Like, what?
I do wear a sleep mask too.
I know you do. I hate the sleep mask.
I call it my princess mask. I've done it since I was like 13.
Francesca.
I am.
So did you have to like you bound and gagged yourself?
No, here's what's up. I now know that they sell specific mouth tape.
Yeah.
So it doesn't hurt when you rip it off because I had to wake up for work. I had to rip a strip of duct tape off my face, and that shit was so painful. Then I had like duct tape residue. I had to like wash off.
I have never woken up and ripped duct tape off my mouth. Never, ever done it.
People like, what if like a guy came over and he was like, what fucking kinks is this girl into? I'm like, oh, sorry, I just taped my mouth shut before bed. Anyway, it can also prevent cavities.
Get out of here. Get the fuck out.
It fixes snoring.
Actually, I was told, I was really, this is weird. I was really nervous to start 6th grade. And I was with Nathan Stamp. Okay, so we basically had this redheaded stepchild.
That's
brother.
like what we called him because our family like kind of adopted him for like years.
He was a redheaded like
and he was a redhead.
And he was like kind of just like he was just reckless, man. But anyway, he was older than me.
He was like the black sheep of the family, but he wasn't really in the family because he was like he just like grew up without a lot of like supervision.
Yeah. and just
no, he had good parents, but I just don't feel like they were around a lot. So like he was like the kid, he was like smoking first and drinking first and like was
having sex first. And
he showed you porn your first time, right?
Yeah, he did.
It's fucked
He showed
up.
me like a lot of porn.
So fucked up. It was all girl porn and you're like, I don't get it.
No. I understood what was happening.
No, but I'm saying you're like, I'm just not into it.
Yeah.
But you probably didn't admit that.
No, I did know immediately. Like I'm talking like I knew before I had seen porn. Like, yeah. I mean, it's just like I'm like, wow, they're doing something over there. Looks like a lot of work. But no, he yeah. Okay, so when I was in 5th grade going into 6th grade, I was really, really scared to start middle school. I don't know why. It was like a new thing, a new whole building. I was just nervous. Okay,
I was
so
interested in this. This is like I'm like learning something.
No, I've
new
never
about
actually
you.
said this out
You've
loud.
Never.
And he told me, he was like, well, yeah, and you know that they after gym class, you guys have to shower naked. And I'm like, okay, I can handle that. And he's like, yeah, you know, I'm not like
You
weird
went to a new school.
I'm going to a new school. Yeah, but I was going into his school, the same school, Parkway North or Parkway Northeast, right?
Yeah.
And he was like, well, you know, you shower naked after. But he was looking back on it. He was trying to make me feel uncomfortable and be even more nervous for like starting middle school.
Yeah.
Right? And I was like, yeah, I can handle that. He was like, well, you know, all freshmen, that's why they carry duct tape. And I'm sitting here like, why? I don't get it. He was like, well, because of the game. And I'm like, what game are you talking about? He's like, oh, just where everyone tries to like shove their finger up your ass when you're showering. And I'm like, what? He was like, yeah. So the new freshmen, they have to duct tape their asshole shut because all the seniors will try to like stick their finger in their ass. He was obviously kidding. And like, he's like 4.
But you took this to heart and you were terrified to start middle school?
For like a couple days, I was like, I just don't know if I have it in me to like duct tape my asshole before school. It's for like a couple days as a 5th grader. I was like, oh my God, like I guess
this is what I have to do.
I'm gonna duct tape my asshole before school because I don't want to lose the game.
That's fucking savage.
It's hilarious.
Nick,
it's
do you
honestly
have
funny.
Trust issues? Like,
No.
okay,
What do you
I'm
mean?
saying because as a youngest child, how much did I lie to you about
All
stuff?
of you lied to me about everything. No, I don't have trust issues. I don't think.
Can we tell them
Why
about?
do you ask? No.
No, I just like it just makes me think like I'm listening to the story and I'm like, that's fucked up of him. But like as your oldest sister, I did way worse to you.
I mean,
I convinced Nick he was adopted
yeah.
for a long time. But I said that like mom and dad like were so like sensitive about it and they didn't want him to know he was adopted and I could get in trouble if he told them. So he wasn't allowed to ask mom and dad about it.
And I actually remember this too because like there's one day that like I felt like our parents' vibe was off.
Yeah.
But honestly, they probably just like got into like a small tiff or something. Who knows, right? But they were putting on like nicer clothes, but we weren't going to church. And I was like, this is it. Like they're putting on like clothing, like nice clothing to put me up for adoption. And I was like, this is about to happen.
Like you're gonna lose your foster home.
They're about to like
Nick,
put me
I'm
up.
so sorry.
Yeah. No, I actually have always kind of felt that. Like it is, and I don't think it comes from you. I've always felt like at any moment, like they're about to put me up for adoption.
Even now?
Probably. No, but yeah.
We're just getting into our trauma.
I know.
Like, do we both need to go to therapy?
Actually, can I talk on that a little bit?
Yes.
It's funny. Okay, so all this stuff I do think is funny. Like, I do think you should play pranks on younger kids like that. Like, I truly think it's funny. I don't think it's traumatic. But the famous story. Guys, okay. My good friend Alicia, her mom is a psychic, but she does past life regressions. Okay?
Yeah.
Francesca, this is fucked up.
I have no idea what's about to happen.
This is fucked up.
I'm just glad I have rosé. I'm glad I decided like to drink. I haven't drank for like the past like few podcasts, and I'm just glad I'm drinking right now.
Have you ever gotten an email that just fucked your life up?
No.
Okay, let me tell you what happened.
I mean, maybe.
So okay. My friend Alicia's mom does this like has this weird psychic ability where she holds on to something that is a bracelet that you always wear or like a watch or something like that.
I know of this. I've heard.
Yeah. And she meditates on it and she does something that has your energy in it. And she does a past life regression. And she talks about something in your past life.
Yeah.
That's still affecting you today. Right.
Okay.
So I gave her like one of my bracelets or something that I had been wearing, and it had been, I don't know, like a month, and she sent me an email, okay, about like what she thought.
Oh.
And can I tell you what she wrote?
How have you never told me
I don't know how I have never told you this.
We
Francesca
talk every day.
I know. About French rosé.
I'm learning so much on this podcast.
Dude, she texted me that or emailed me that basically in the 1800s, I was born into a rich aristocratic family.
Okay.
And I had a nanny.
Okay.
And the nanny always wanted a kid. But the kid, she just was barren. Like she couldn't have kids. So she kidnapped me, okay, when I was 2 years old. In the 1800s in England, okay? And she kidnapped me, and basically she raised me until I was about 15, and then they found me, and they realized that I had been kidnapped until I was 15, and they sent me back with the original family. But I had been kidnapped from 2 to 15, and being raised under a false mother, right? Like a false everything. And basically she was like,
you were rich?
I came from a really rich family, in England in the 1800s. And basically she was like, and this probably has lasting effects that you're never actually truly part of the family that is yours. That maybe you've always felt like you've been adopted.
And you've always felt like
that?
I've
always felt like that.
Which like we know he's not.
I know. I'm 100% a piazza.
I've seen photos of you at the hospital.
I'm not questioning it. I'm not. But there has been.
But you've always had a weird feeling for no reason.
For some reason, I've always felt like I do not belong to the family that is so clearly mine. And a psychic told me why. And I'm not like, it's fucked up because like, this is before you like told me, like made jokes about I was adopted.
And then I told this little kid that he was adopted.
You were pretty much just validating my fears. That is like pretty much from a past life.
That's nuts. I'm sure there's some energetic reason that I like felt the need to torture you with that or why that came up.
I think it's a funny joke. I really do. Like it's hilarious.
I think people do it to kids, but I was like, I would say an especially devious child. Like I was like Angelica from the Rugrats.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. I was always doing shit like that with all like you and the boys and like I was always like creating scenarios.
Yeah.
I was going to talk about how I once convinced you that horseflies kill you.
Yeah, I've been scared of flies for a long time too. Or I used to be, you know.
It's fucking but I'm sorry, I don't want to take away from the fact that like you just told me about this your past life.
Yeah, like I know Alicia's mom too, like, but a little bit, like she doesn't know my life. She would obviously never know that.
Yeah, of course.
So how does she just know that?
I mean,
I don't even know if I believe in past lives, but like that shit's wild.
I have had like psychics, friends, or people kind of in that space be like, I literally watched someone like pick up like an oboe who is never. So it's a weird like
an oboe.
It's a weird example, but that's exactly what they said. They're like, I've literally seen someone do a past life regression and then like realize they can play this and they've never played a wind instrument and they can play it like perfectly. And I just think there's a lot of things we can't explain. And I think it's silly to think that none of that exists. I don't think all of it's real.
Yeah.
But I just think that, you know, like ghosts and stuff like that. I think there are just residual energies and past life things that like it would be absolutely silly to discount.
I agree with you. I think it would be foolish to discount it. I'm not saying that ghosts in all past lives and reincarnation and samsara exist, but I think it would be foolish to dismiss it. 100%.
Yeah, just with the amount of like things that like happen and you see in front of your own eyes and you're like, huh.
I mean, it's not only like other people's account of it, but it's like my own personal account. Like, I mean, what the fuck is that with like her just, you were always adopted. It's so specific.
Internal feeling.
Yeah. And that's is so like
interesting.
I know, right? And I don't know. It's fucking wild.
Sorry for my part in that.
No,
so I think we should take extra notes during the podcast of what we need to talk about in therapy. Or is like therapy a scam? How do you feel about it?
How do I feel about therapy?
I think it really helped me at a certain time. And I'm thinking about going back clearly because I'm getting stalked by this therapist. Because it's free in Summit County. You guys, Summit County is like has the best resources.
Yeah.
You get 10 free sessions.
Yeah.
Therapy's expensive.
I'm a big fan of therapy. I think it's great. I think that A lot of people have a hard time debriefing and looking back on their life and their experiences and the brainwashings and the things you've learned. I don't think all therapy is good because I think a therapist has a lot of potential to like damage you. But at the same time, like,
I think for me, it's like I've seen like reoccurring themes or like patterns.
Yeah.
And I want to like become aware of them to figure out how to like not repeat the pattern.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's almost like a trauma or some reason I keep putting myself in the same position.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it like could be good for.
I feel like no matter how self-aware you are, you always do need a different type of perspective of self-awareness. So it's like, you can think, why does this always happen to me? But a therapist might say to you, why does this always happen to you in this way? You know, and it's just a different perspective to ask yourself in a different way. Because it's really hard to learn about yourself, I think.
Yeah.
You know, and you definitely shouldn't go to psychics for it because
that's what I do instead. I just like go to Reiki.
Well, but then, I mean, Reiki's great, but like then now you have like this whole other thing of like maybe these psychics are scammers. Because I think most psychics are, but I do believe in psychics.
Have I ever told you about my first 2 days in New York City? Okay, so actually this was the third time I moved to New York City. I like, in the 8 years that I like lived there, it was like on and off. And this is the third time I got a new job. I'm walking around. Gosh, I don't even know what area. I want to say East Village, but I don't know. Maybe Hell's Kitchen. I truly don't know. I was like, okay, I'm back. It didn't really have the same friends anymore. So I was like kind of going around by myself. And there was this psychic and, you know, whatever. I felt called to go in.
Yeah.
And she like kind of told me some things, but didn't. And she was like, you need to like come back tomorrow. And when I got back the next day, she was like, I'm going to do like a ceremony for you, something and this and that and whatever. I got there. Her little psychic front was clearly like the window to her like home. Okay. She comes out. She's like kind of bigger. She's just like eating some food. And she said, come back tomorrow at 1. And I was like, I will be here.
Okay. Yeah.
Because she didn't ask for any money then or whatever. She's like, I'm going to like do this thing for you, blah, blah. And I was like, great. And so I like come back the next day and she was basically like, she was confused. She was like, who are you? And I was like, oh, you told me to come back. And she's like, oh, yeah. She's like finishing up her food, like confused. And then she's like, yeah, I did this thing and we did this and blah, blah, blah. And like, okay, that'll be $220. I was like, new to New York again. So it was like, I had taken like a year off. You need to have your wits about you in New York City. You will get taken advantage of in a second.
100%.
It was literally the city and like the universe showing me like, Francesca, she didn't even give me anything of what I should think about or what was going on. She just told me that she did a thing for me last night to like help me in the future with I had just gotten through like a really bad breakup. And she was just like $220 but her whole family was like back there and it felt very like seedy and sketchy.
I was like,
if I would have not given her the money, like I think I would have been in a bad predicament. But I was also like, what did I get for this? We didn't have a predetermined price. And she was like, oh, I stayed up all night last night doing this and this. Clearly not true. Yeah. I handed it to her and I literally like walked out and I was like, all right, well, I've been back in New York for 24 hours and I have not been scammed.
I've been scammed by a
And
gypsy.
I was like, I can absolutely not tell anyone that. It was like embarrassing.
No, it is embarrassing. It is embarrassing. No, I don't mean it like that. But
it was one of those like, you need to hold your own, but sometimes like the niceties. And I'm a lot nicer out here than I was in New York. Because in New York, you have to be rude. With a lot of things because you just always have to know what the fuck is going on. And like, as a young girl, like in New York, I moved there when I was 22. You have to fucking be mean. I also think it's a reason I am abrasive to people up here.
Because a little bit of like,
it's New York.
Sense of New York.
Like East Coast attitudes. When I meet other East Coasters in Colorado, I'm like, you and me. Because we yell, we're abrasive and we're blunt. And out in Colorado, sometimes people
are a little
they don't know how to like handle confrontation.
For sure.
And I'm like, bro, I could literally say this to you in New York City and we like wouldn't have a problem.
And that's a big thing with like traveling too, is like you learn to kind of how to like be a dick to people, which sucks because like, if someone just comes up to you, if you're just like, oh, hey, hey, hello, my friend, come. It's like if you just come and say hello, like you're gonna get scammed, you know?
You said that in
Yeah.
India, it sucked, but you had to like be rude.
You had to learn how to just be a fucking dick at all times, honestly, because that's just sort of how it goes. And it's really hard to like learn how to trust people, especially out in a dog eat dog world, you know? Are you opening the wine?
Yeah, I was gonna
Okay,
get you a
no,
glass
that's
of wine.
exactly what I want.
Cheers.
Again,
We're back. That was a bad cheers. You know, because you're not supposed to hold the wine glass. You're supposed to hold the stem.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it also like warms up the wine. Here, ready? Let's try it again.
Ooh.
Kind of some reverberation.
Yeah.
But like, I feel weird.
I'm always afraid I'm gonna like fucking fuck up the glass if I.
Did you ever take tequila?
A killian? Oh wait, what is it called?
Cotillion.
Cotillion. No,
That's like some like private school, all girls, like rich people bullshit.
Yeah, no, not me.
I did, but it was good. I know how to like do all the waltzes, and I know about the forks. Wait, can I teach everyone a little tip? Saucy Sibz tip number 32. Okay, so when you're setting up a table, you know where the fork goes and the knife goes. So fork has 4 letters, and so does left.
Yeah.
Spoon and knife have 5 letters, and so does right.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Then, second trick, teaching the people. Okay, so if you're listening, you can't see me. If you make like a circle with your hand, almost like if you're saying like the okay sign.
Yeah.
So if you do an okay sign with each fingers, like left hand and right hand, the left hand is a B for the bread plate. And the right hand makes a D for the drink. So the bread plate always goes on the left and the drink always goes on the right. Forks on the left, spoons and knives on the right.
Right.
And that's all you need to know from Cotillion.
Well, fuck yeah.
No, but welcome back, guys. We just got ourselves another glass of rosé. And honestly, our biggest update this week is on what we've been up to. Basically, I keep getting us in the funniest predicaments because of the casting agents that I'm friends with. And someone sent me this, let's say like survivalist show, because we definitely can't
say what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. You haven't even signed a contract yet, but I know that you're going to.
For sure.
So basically, I sent Nick the survivalist show and I was like, yo, you should apply to this. Like, how funny. And he did.
I applied.
But
okay. What?
The predicament in which you applied.
Okay, so check this out. Remember back in the day when, like, a couple episodes ago when I was gone for like 2 weeks in the Midwest when I was like camping and stuff? So I was camping for like 4 days and then I got out of the woods and I was going to this wedding in Chicago. And so as I was like, I went and took a shower. I took a sexy pic of me in the shower because I had been so dirty. I had been like, you know, I just decided to send one of my friends a little sexy photo of myself because I felt so dirty in the woods. And so I went to the wedding and dressed all looking good. But as I was waiting for the wedding, you know that like weird like lull time of like in between.
In between wedding events, all people do is drink. It's like, what do we do? Do we like go to a bar? And then you're not from that city, so you don't know what bar you should go to.
Right.
And honestly, everyone just gets too lit because they don't know what else to do with themselves.
Guilty. That's what happened. So I know I basically like I went to this. I'm in like South Side Chicago. So like think like Shameless. Okay.
So the
like,
show Shameless. I guess if I drink on the podcast now, I just slur. I mouth breathe and I slur. Thank you all for being here.
Thank you all for being here. Saucy Sibz.
Saucy Sibz, and we're just like out here just being shameless. So, okay, the show's saying, please continue, Nick.
The show's Shameless, okay?
It's hard to say.
It is a hard word to say. But basically, I walked into this like dive. I'm talking like the dive of dives, but I'm also in like the South Side of Chicago. So I walk into the bar and everyone's all like, who the fuck are you? You know, kind of energy. But I love that. I can handle it. So I sit down, I get my gin and soda, and I'm kind of just waiting for this. I'm just like taking shots, and then a couple of my friends like show up here in a little bit. But I decided I should apply for that show. And so I did, and it just asked me so many million questions.
When you apply to shows or when you get cast in certain things, it's like, you guys set aside 4 hours.
Yeah.
And it's going to ask you, what's an embarrassing story that happened to you when you were little? why do you think that people think you're funny? What is your greatest strength? It's like an interview for a very serious job, except times 10.
It's harder than a college application.
Absolutely.
I feel like these reality TV shows probably could have gotten in Harvard if they just took that energy on that Harvard application.
You know what's funny is like
really
I
crazy.
hardly like applied for college.
Yeah.
Like I needed like help, like just like ADD wise, and I just
Right.
didn't care. And I was like, I guess I got to do this, but like never wanted to do it. Some of these shows that I apply for or like casting things that I do, I will spend days.
No,
Because it's something I care about,
and
which is always
like, you kind of have to sell yourself. You know what I mean? And I agree with you on that.
Yeah.
And so okay, picture the scene. Dive bar, Southside Chicago. Nick hasn't drank in a while. I feel clean. I feel spunky. I'm starting to drink. I'm starting, throwing back the drinks. The guy's like, hey, you want a shot? I'm like, sure, let's take a shot. My friends show up. They were asking me so many questions about myself that I just started being ridiculous. I'm like, I don't care if I get it. This probably isn't, they're never going to call me back. Whatever. Let me just type it in. But I don't remember like what I said to them. And, they wanted photos of me like standing up, photos of me sitting down, photos of the side profile, photos face on,
People always, one show that I interviewed for years ago, people were dumbfounded when I tell them that I had to get into a bikini on a Zoom call in front of a room of producers and like do a 360.
Yeah.
Because they wanted to like see exactly what my body looked like on camera. And they're like, that's fucked up. And I'm like, yeah, but like
I don't think
photos
it is.
are so weird these days.
Yeah.
That could you imagine casting someone and flying them out for a spot?
And then they
show up 200 pounds heavier.
Or just awkward or just not what you think it is.
They make sure
Yeah.
that they know, because like it used to be you had to live in LA and do everything from there.
Yeah,
but now
for
they
sure.
do everything remotely.
Uh-huh.
So they just make sure that like what they're casting is exactly what it is. But they need everything.
They need everything. And I get that. Like, I understand that. I'm also like a kind of out of control drunk gay man. Like, I will send you whatever you need. Anyway, so they asked me, could you send us a photo of you standing up with your shirt off, maybe a swimsuit? And to me, I took that as they want to see what I look like naked. Okay.
100%.
100%. I mean, that's what that question was.
Yeah.
Obviously, they don't want to see my like dick and balls, but like, we're going to do it. So, you know how I just taken that shower and sent that sexy photo over to my little boy?
Because you were texting me and you go, Francesca, like, I don't have anything like this. You go, but I did take like a sexy photo for boy. And you're like, I'm just going to fucking send it.
I sent this casting group a naked photo of myself. Full on mirror pic, selfie,
like a
towel
like a
over the shoulder. Like, dude, I sent it. I'm taking shots at a Chicago dive bar, sending naked photos to a casting agency. Yes. Yes, I did. Okay.
Yes, you did.
Now, listen.
Plot twist. It worked.
It fucking worked. They called me about a week ago. No, it was so funny. So yeah, I forgot about it, to be honest. This is about
I remember you. I remember it happening, but I didn't remember. Like I didn't think anything of it. It's a very like high profile.
Very high profile. Like I didn't realize how profile. So I was kind of like,
do it. Fuck it. Like I sent it to him. Like, wouldn't this be hilarious? And but this is one of those. Mine was like I wouldn't be playing such a huge role.
Oh, I'm the fucking main character.
Yeah.
So I get a text message from some random number. It's like, hey, it's blah, blah, blah from blah, blah, blah. I just got your application. Do you have time to call? And I'm like, oh, fuck. You mean that application that I sent in blackout drunk and that I sent naked photos of myself to? They want to talk to me?
I hope they don't listen to this.
I know.
It's fine.
It's fine. Let's just continue.
I said on national TV that I was, you're like, you thought we were going to cut that out. We're not cutting it out.
I'm not cutting it out.
I mean, I talked about on national TV to a main host that I was blackout the night before. So like.
Listen, that's just kind of our vibe.
Piazzas do our best work hungover.
Piazzas do our best work hungover. So I get an interview and then I get another interview and then I get another interview on Zoom and they were loving me.
No, you guys, I was here, but I was trying to like I wanted to like eavesdrop, but I didn't want to make Nick nervous. But like I heard him say like, oh, shoot, am I allowed to cuss? And the casting director goes, no. And Nick was like, oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
And then he goes, no, what I'm saying is I want to see your personality. We encourage you to cuss.
Y'all,
I start hearing the word cock and dick and the things
guys,
coming from your bedroom.
I kind of blacked out with this casting agency.
Not actually, like blacked out in
like
performance, not blacked out
performance.
drunk.
Yeah, no, I was sober for this Zoom call that lasted an hour and a half. And pretty much like, yeah, it was, I don't really know what I did. However, here we are in the world today. And they sent me an email back and they said, you have 72 hours to complete this, but we want you. And they wanted footage from me. So I had to get footage of like, basically they sent this email of just all this footage that they wanted from me in a survivalist way. My personality, my occupation, my all this stuff.
Also testimonials from friends and family. And this is honestly in 72 hours what we pulled off.
Dude, okay.
Go on.
What we fucking pulled off. Okay. I love that I live in Colorado and I'm a server and I don't really have a real fucking job. So I can just take off 48 or 72 hours whenever I want. And I have a sister in podcasting, recording equipment that we can go do this shit. And I
dropped everything that I had to do. And I was Nick's production assistant for 72
hours.
Like, I can't even believe they would. I'm like, one, I feel as though you're already cast because I think these are the things that would
the show
like
is
kind
for
of
me.
Be on the side or whatever. Like when I sent in like a lot of photos or family photos or childhood photos to a past show that I've like been in talks for, it's like they use those photos that you sent them. So everything you're doing here, they like build your character and your narrative. But like, I can't believe they would ask someone this. If someone had like a regular job.
72 hours?
It was literally like, we need a video of you doing this, a video of you doing this.
Everything you could think of. I mean, I'm talking like, it took me with a production assistant, with a friend that lives out in the country that we can go do all the stuff at his house, with all of our recording equipment, with my knowledge of video editing. It took me pretty much a little bit more than 72 hours to send in. Like, I just don't know how anyone else would do that.
Well, actually, shout out Nora.
Yeah, shout out Nora, one of my really good friends.
She and her boyfriend live out in the country. And Nick just called her to tell her about like, he was like, listen,
this fucking show.
I'm about to be on this show and like, I need to like film some shit and they need this and that. And she goes, do you understand that I live in the paradise of that? Like we need like wood chopping and fire building and orienteering and like
survival skills, just the fucking everything.
You guys,
we
filmed an episode of Survivor this week. We
filmed a season of Survivor. Like, no, I'm telling you, it was fucking crazy. But now I have so much footage and yeah, did we drink a couple bottles of rosé?
Honestly, like how I was like dealing, I was like not dealing because it's amazing. You've dropped a lot of you've been like my assistant, like in LA for other things.
Yeah.
Anytime like one of us has something like this, it's like, all right, like this is like a part of what we're going for. And like, we'll be there for whatever. So like, I'm down, but, I was like, if I'm just like behind the camera, like hanging out for like the next like 72 hours, I just drink like a lot of French rosé in the country.
Like out in the woods.
As you were like chopping wood and building
fires using flint and steel. Like, guys, I'm not kidding. Like what I have been through. It's the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life. We got some really great footage. It was really hard. Thank you, Francesca. Thank you, Nora. Thank you, Justin. Thank you, my family, for like the testimonials.
Our parents
What?
Our parents sent in videos.
Yeah.
It said one in testimonials from family why you think they would be good for this show. And like my mom sits down with our family Pomeranian Bambi.
Yeah.
Bambina Piazza. And honestly, like I think because we've kind of set our parents up a lot recently with like filming and shows and with their own company, they've had a lot of like TV spots in St. Louis for their entrepreneurship and amazingness. I would say like a few years ago, if you were to ask mom and dad to film something, they wouldn't know. our mom and dad are like, they're so good in front of the camera now.
Oh my God. Like, you should see my mom's video or in her testimonial. I really wish that
it's like Mean Girls. Like, I'm not a regular mom. I'm a cool mom, but not that. It's like, I actually, that's not the right vibes. She is sitting there with her Pomeranian on her gorgeous deck. And she's just like, oh, my son, Nature Nick, he was born for this. And I'm like,
it's so fucking funny. She sent it to me and I was like, she really just did that, you know?
No, Dad said she did it in one take.
I know. Yeah. It was, yeah.
Our family's like, not the whole family has been like on camera trained recently.
Yeah. It shows. And I was just like, wow, it was so fucking good. And I'm just like so excited that I'm like, my family supported me for this and everything. But, you know, and I had actually sent some of the footage of like me shirtless running through the field. Okay. I know you guys, I don't have a visual for you guys. I will show you guys when I can show you this footage. But I sent it to like my group chat for my work. Dude, it has been the talk of the company. Been the talk of the company.
You didn't even tell me this.
Yeah. Yep.
Wait, we've been talking about, should we hang out and us two tell each other things before the podcast?
Yeah.
Or can I tell Nick things and then like react? Like, should we fake react for the people? But then is that not real and raw?
I know. It's like we've already told each other some stories, but I really hadn't told you that.
No, that was a real but like the mouth taping. Like I told Nick 10 minutes before the podcast started that I duct taped my mouth shut last night. And his reaction actually was like more intense and more ridiculous. He's like, Francesca, like sometimes I worry about you. You can't just be like duct taping your mouth.
I know. No, it's just funny. Like what we, I don't know.
So what do you like? This is like a debate though. Like we had like a philosophical debate of if we should, because our listeners haven't heard it. And I think it's better for the show to hear your reaction instead of like, oh, I told you earlier and you were dumbfounded.
Have you ever seen those like podcast clips on TikTok that's like, hey, bro, have you ever heard about the craziest conspiracy ever? He's like, no, what? He's like, have you ever heard of Atlantis? And he's like, oh, I've never heard. And it's just like clearly scripted. But I think everything is for the viewer.
But I do things for the people. Yeah. At a certain point, it's like they don't want to hear us tell each other how we told each other a story earlier. That's not entertaining.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, Nick, like you were like completely floored. Like, can you just like be floored again?
I think it should always be like again.
Do you want to hear a little behind the scenes in acting? I told you this the other day and you didn't know that when you're in a food commercial, there's a spit bucket.
Because you don't want to be like
you can't the whole time. When people are eating on TV. I just want you to let you know that if they're eating cereal or a burger, I learned this in one of my first acting classes. Like I don't know, I'd say like 10 years ago. Like I learned of the spit bucket, and it kind of like blew my mind. And I was like, "What?" And they're like, "No, like for the big brands, Burger King, McDonald's, Chipotle,
Wendy's.
If someone's eating something." Thank you.
I don't know. I felt like
what are we playing? Circle of Death, like categories. You want another one?
I really contributed to that conversation. That phrase that you said, Wendy's. All right.
Superb, Nick. Anyway, so they'll take a bite of the food and then spit it in the spit bucket because if they might have someone go, my favorite, love this. That the short little thing for the biggest corporations, you might film that 350 times.
And you can't eat 350 bites of a burger.
Exactly. Yeah. But it people have no idea, like they're looking for a specific vibe, a specific thing. So like on set of those big commercials, like people will be like, like you bite it and chew and then
that's the TV I want to see.
Yeah. No, but hundreds of times is, so you always have a spit bucket on set. And when the first time I realized that, I was like, I mean, it makes complete sense.
Yeah.
You just don't think about it.
Yeah.
And you don't know how curated things are.
And like how many people there are in a room looking at all of that.
That's my thing when people don't like with reality TV. I'm like, you guys, there's craft services there.
Yeah.
And they're like, what? The first show, you were on a reality show like 10 years ago?
Yeah.
And
Mom Friends Forever on Nickelodeon. I was on it.
You had days filmed though. Days and days filmed. was like on the show and like passing. Like you saw him walk through a corridor.
No, it's so fucked up. They had
so
me
messed
filming for days.
Days,
And they
weeks.
and they had me asking questions like, "Hey Nick, could you ask blah 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 about blah blah blah?"
Yeah, because
So
the
I
producers
did, and,
set
like,
up everything.
Yeah, and like we had conversations, we had scenes, it's reality TV, right? But like it is scripted to a point. Like the narrative is scripted, but it's pretty much like improv. And
They kind of tell you like, hey, like
yeah,
we want you to ask them about this.
and
And you're like, you go and do that.
go do that. But basically, I had done all that for 3 days, and the final product was me literally like a shoulder of me walking by.
No, truly. But I mean, you still get paid. You get paid for the show, you get paid for your time. But like sometimes you can film an entire you can book a photo shoot for a huge brand. And then you're just like maybe in like the corner of like a photo on a website. And it's really wild. Like we have friends who are on reality shows that like, they're like, oh, we like did this and it was so cool. And we did this and it was like amazing. And they're like, oh yeah, they showed none of that.
They showed none of that.
They actually just showed us wasted arguing and that's what we got.
Yeah.
So you do have to be careful, but it's just so funny. But
I just love media and I love recording and I love editing. The whole thing, all of it's so goofy and so funny.
It is, but it's just funny people who haven't seen it. Like, I just want to let you know, any show that you're ever watching, there is a room full of people who are just there for the snacks for the crew. So when you watch Kardashians, and they're just sitting in their living room eating a salad, there's 20 people there.
Yeah.
20 to 40.
When I was telling someone who I work with about like the show that I've been filming for, or not filming for, but about to be filming for, he looked at me as if he was telling me, he goes, you know that most of reality TV is fake? And I went, thanks, Dave. Thank you so much for that input.
Yeah.
I was just kind of like, I understand what happened.
Well, like back in like 2009, people drank the Kool-Aid.
Yeah, for sure.
Like I thought the Kardashians was like real. I mean, I wouldn't go that far, but like
I think they're the realest of them all.
They actually do film with a very small crew.
Yeah.
When I said 20 to 40, I was like, shit, probably not the Kardashians. They've known the same camera people for years and years.
Yeah.
They're very curated and like their shit. Not that I don't think it's not fake.
Or what was that one?
90210 was a scripted show.
What was that big show? Similar.
The Hills?
The Hills.
Like Laguna Beach?
Yes.
Was it Laguna? I would watch that like every Thursday in high school.
And you thought it was actually real.
100%.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
So when I was in high school, it would have been like, I graduated high school in 2003. So like it would have been like the year 2000.
You graduated high school in 2003? No, you did not.
No,
I'm
sorry. I graduated in 2007.
2007.
Sorry, you're lying. I graduated like my K through 12 school or my K through 8 school.
Yeah. 2007. That would make sense.
What do you call that? Grade school?
Yeah, elementary.
Yeah, I guess. But I never went to middle school.
Yeah, okay.
Because it was all together.
Because it was all together.
So it was like the school and then high school.
Yeah.
No, we would on Thursday nights, someone would have a watch party and we would all go over to their house. And we would hang out and we would watch Laguna Beach.
That is so wild to me.
I'm 6 grades older than you. So it was like, oh my gosh, the first reality show.
Yeah.
What's going on? The most interesting thing I've heard about listening to other people's podcasts, Giggly Squad and Shannon Ford's, Burning in Hell with Hannah Berner. So Shannon Ford and Hannah Berner were each the villains in their reality show.
Yeah.
Hannah didn't know she was the villain until it aired.
Because editing is magic. And it can actually. But
Shannon knew. Shannon kind of signed up for it. When I listened to her podcast, she was like, they were like, I need you to go ask this person about this and this. And she's like, all right, let's fucking do this. Like she was like, I'll play the character. I'm into it. Like she knew what was happening and what she was being cast as. Hannah, supposedly, she was like, I didn't know. Yeah. Yeah, like they, instead of taking all the good stuff and all the cool stuff and all the time that you guys are friends, took all the other footage and made it so that it aired. And she was like, America hates me.
Yeah. Which is crazy about that whole like I mean, I love that they do that though. I mean, isn't it so funny? Because that I do feel like as much as it is scripted, there is this aspect that you really never know, one, how the public's going to perceive you, or two, like how the producers and editors are going to spin you, you know?
So like, I heard this asked on another podcast the other day. Would you be the hero or the villain?
Me? If I was on a reality TV show? Fucking Francesca. Come on now. I would be
the hero,
the main character,
no, I
the
know.
fucking
we
Prince
all know
Charming.
what I would be.
Oh, you're the fucking villain.
I'm the villain every time.
You're the villain. I don't.
If I was on a show,
even if it like wasn't true.
No, I know. 100%.
You're very easy to cast that. Like, even if it was like she low key has a point though, but she's still the villain. Like, you know,
always.
What I mean?
I know that like that's like I know that if I signed up for something like this.
Yeah.
I'd be the villain.
Yeah.
And that would just be that. Okay, we've like kind of talked about the reality TV thing, but I will say that it is funny that your casting director cast me.
Yeah, he did. So it was funny when we were doing the interview over Skype, they were like, do I know your sister? Because I was like, oh, I'm SAUCY SIBZ. I'm with I run a podcast with my sister. And after this long ass interview, he goes, I'm pretty sure I know your sister. Do I know her? I was like, yeah.
So I'm hearing from the other room and I'm like, why are they talking about me?
Yeah.
I was confused. I heard my name. My name has a very specific sound. Francesca. I don't know why. It's one of those things that I don't think under your breath you can talk about me and me not know. So I'm in the other room. So minding my own business, but a little bit listening. And he's like, oh shit, I cast your sister on this show, got her on TV. Let's get you on TV. And I was like,
down.
But also, what a weird small world.
It was a weird small world because the casting world, I'm sure, is small to them.
Hollywood is very small.
But it was weird that he just knew who you were. And that's why he wanted a testimonial from you. I just no, really
that was his thing. The
on.
List that we got of testimonials, it was specifically, we want a testimonial if you'll do good on the show from your sister.
Yeah. So it was good.
How good was my testimonial?
It was super good.
No, I was having a bad day.
Maybe not as good as Mom's. No, I'm just kidding.
Yours Mom's was great.
No, yours was better, but I just think hers was funny. And
Mom's was
angle.
Literal TV gold, and I can't recreate that. I am not that person. No, I don't have a tiny. It.
I feel like I was outshined. You know what I mean?
Honestly,
she kind of stole
when
my
you
thunder.
Told me that you were fuck Francesca, maybe you're the one meant for TV. I did it in one take, and I was honestly, thank you.
Yeah, no,
for the compliment, because I was having a very low self-esteem day.
Well,
and then when you were
takes, I took a lot of takes.
Yeah, I was
you didn't take a lot of takes. So even though you weren't,
but here's the difference: you're a theater kid.
Yeah,
I'm on camera trained.
Yeah,
not saying I'm great, guys. We're working on it.
We're working on it.
No, we're getting better.
You just did way better than me on camera for those testimonials. Absolutely.
Honestly, I'd love to be oh my God, no. But I think you looked amazing. You look better on camera. It's ridiculous. The camera loves you.
It's your hair. That's the only thing you got going, you know?
But it was just one of those days, when everything's going kind of shitty. And then the thing that you care about and that I've been training for, Nick was like, well, you just fucking nailed that. And I was like, I needed this. I needed this win for the crew.
No, it was super good. And I'm excited to share with you guys when I can. You
guys, that's our update.
Yeah. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening to us. We love you. Yeah. And I know you love us. Was that intimate? I don't know.
It's weird.
But anyway, yeah, guys, please.
Listen, here's the thing. I have chipped nails. Nick wouldn't let me paint my nails before the podcast because he said I have to do it on TikTok Live because
we're doing TikTok Lives now.
Follow us on TikTok. Hang out with us there. I'm not saying that we're getting the follows and it's my favorite place to hang out and that's what I would just rather do. I'm just kidding. Not rather than the podcast, but I'm saying rather than
no,
Instagram.
But it's real good. You know what I mean?
No, it's fun. Getting so we're gonna go paint our
we're gonna paint our nails on TikTok Live, and I feel like people will be like, "Wow, you look so gorgeous. You look so amazing."
Wait, you guys.
What?
Okay, so Nick and I Okay, so I've been having dip and tips in nails
Yeah.
for like a while. I've had like a situation. I thought I was paying money to go to a nail salon. So I had protective things over my nails. So I was growing them out. Nails grew out. I was doing great. Did you guys know that dip ruins your nails?
I thought like gel did.
I think gel's better for your nails than dip now.
Oh,
And now
really?
can we have a nail expert on?
Yeah,
not
I
kidding.
want one. These
I
fucked up
you
nails.
guys know I look like I have nubbins. So I'm in nail rehab. My nails, I'm painting them at home by myself. We're making the nails stronger. But like I was talking to Nick about nails when we were at the liquor store the other day. And we were just buying some rosé.
Yeah.
And I said to Nick, I go, yeah, but like I'm in rehab right now. So like that's not gonna work.
Like
I meant nail rehab. But as we were checking out with our rosé, I told the man that I was in rehab, and it was just like
he just looked at us like, oh, you're in rehab, but you're buying rosé.
And I was like, no, nail rehab. And he was like, like he didn't get it.
It was so awkward. And it was just like, all right, Francesca, get your shit. Let's go.
Grab the coat to run.
Let's go. Grab the
All
coat to run.
Truly.
Yeah.
All right, cheers, guys. So we're going to go paint our nails on TikTok. Please hang out with us there. Tell your friends.
Yeah, see us more on TikTok. Yeah.
All right, cheers, guys.
Bye.
Fam, we love you. We'll see you soon.
Peace out.